Hi everyone, Shirley's here. I'm starting a new journal today and this is the material I've chosen for the outside cover. Now I want to cut it down and the journal's going to be probably a 6x8, so I thought I'd come in and show you how I get a straight line on my material for me to cut down with my pinking shears. This is how I get the straight line. It's a bit fiddly to begin with because what you've got to do is pull one of the threads out, and you have to pull it out very, very carefully so that it doesn't break. You probably will have a few mishaps to begin with, like this, but then you just persevere and you grab the little end again and you start pulling. And as I said, this is trial and error. You've got to pull very gently to begin with, otherwise, like there, it just broke. It depends as well on how strong the thread is. If you've got a really good material, these strands running through will be quite thick. There you go. I've started to get a nice start on it again. And this is Mrs. Neat Freak here. I do like to start with everything fairly straight. I can do untidy and random, but when I first start a material cover like this, I do like to have the edges fairly straight, and as I work along in the journal I can just rip things, tear things. Right, there you go. Now we've got a good start on it. It's actually too eager again, Shirley, but I think I've got a fairly good knocking the tripod thing here. I've got a fairly good straight line there to be going on with. Now what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to get my pinking shears, which I've left over here. There you go. I've got my pinking shears now. So because I've got a lovely straight line there, I can actually move along with my pinking shears, and I'm going to keep the edge of the scissors to the edge of the line I've just pulled through. And when I first start my journals, if it's a fabric cover, I do like to start with quite a straight edge, and to do pinking shears to the edges first means it won't fray as much as it ordinarily would. So there's one start there. I shall use lots of these leftover pieces inside the journal for raggedy bits. I've already got the front of my journal, or what I think is going to be my front of my journal here, and now I want to measure down because I want it 6x8. So let's have a look here. There you go. So I need to come about here, and again what I'm going to do is I'm going to go about 8.5, and that'll give me lots of room to play around with when I come to start the journal. Right, now I've got a start again to do my straight line, and again, as I said, just take your time. Let me move some of these things out of the way. There you go. Now just take your time, and as you can see, it's starting to get a straight line. Now if you want to, you can just fold it over. I'll leave that like that, but if you want to, you can just fold it over And if you make sure that it's straight there and straight there, you can do a little cut here and just rip it. It's entirely up to you, but this is the way I like to do it. And as I said, that's just because I like things quite straight and even. Now, you always get one side that's easier to do than the other, and this looks as if it's going to be easier to pull than the other side was, but as I say, really take care, because otherwise you're going to pull that strand out. It's going to rip, but you can see how it's starting to get that straight line for you. Just a little bit of teasing all the way along here. And as I said, it is a little bit of patience, which my husband will tell you that when it comes to everyday life, my patience isn't very good, but he's always amazed at when I do my sewing or my knitting or any craft work that I do. I have the patience of a saint, and I can just, like this, it doesn't worry me that I have to go slowly and tease it quite gently. And patience kicks in because I know the end result is going to look gorgeous, so I can carry on. Oh, there you go, we've broken it. Right, now we have to come along again, and I found the best way to actually restart this is with a pin rather than anything else. So I'm going to come along and just pull it. Oh, in actual fact, I'm quite happy with that. Didn't matter that I didn't pull all the thread out, because I've got a lovely straight line running down there. And now I'm going to do the same and run my pinking shears along the edge here like this, and that gives me such a nice straight line to begin with. I think you can hear my little chippy in the background there. He's not very happy because Andrew's out doing the garden, and him and Penny are stuck inside and not allowed to go out there because he chases the lawnmower and the strimmer and everything else, so it just gets a bit tiresome with him sometimes doing that. Right, there you go. That's not bad. That gives you a nice even start. And this is going to be the start of the front cover as well. I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to take my time now and do a, oops, I've knocked it again, what am I like? I'm just going to take my time now and do a machine stitch around the bird. I'm going to try and do it freehand motion, because I've started doing freehand motion, but I'm not very good at it. I did do I made my own peg bag. If you hold on, I'll just go and get it in a minute. Right, this is my peg bag here. And there you go, all my pegs in it, made it myself. And this is my first attempt at freehand motion stitching. I was quite pleased with it. It's a bit raggedy looking, and it's a bit not very even, but I'm happy with it. And when I see it hanging up, I feel quite pleased that that was my first attempt, and it looks like a bird as well. What I did with this peg bag, I actually unpicked the one I had and used it as a template and then made that one. But as of now, I'm just going to go and get the sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch around that, and then I'll come back and show you. Right, I've stitched around all the edges, and I didn't really do a freehand motion because I didn't want to do lots of lines around, so I just stitched it around and moved it myself. But I actually put this die, Spellbinder's die, into the middle of the birdhouse, attached it with a bit of washi tape so it didn't move around when I die cut it, and it's die cut most of it, as you can see, and I'm going to just snip that tiny bit there. That's all that didn't die cut. I wanted the hole in the middle here. Oh, guess what? There's the other side of the material. I'll have to snip that away as well. Let me just do that there. That's not bad, 2 pieces of material, it's nearly gone through. I'm going to use these 2 pieces here. I can make a little embellishment with them. Maybe a little flower or something. There you go. Right, I die cut the hole, as I said there, and what I'm going to do is put a picture in there. Well, I fast forwarded a bit more, and from when I first stitched around the bird, as you can see, lots of gesso. I fingered over it as well. I filled the hole where I cut it out with the die, and I've stamped a little saying there, quote, "Every bird loves its own song." I thought that was lovely, and this is the front finished now. I'm not going to do much more. As you can see, there was the circle that I've taken out of the middle there, and there's the other circle that I put there. Lots of little elements have gone on there as well. Did some more stitching and French knots here. Did a lovely raggedy stitched flower there. I've done some little bits of hand sewing as well, and as I said, lots of pieces of lace and lots of just little odd bits that I've had lying around, and I thought they went really well. But you know me and my gesso, I just love to actually, I didn't put gesso on there because I thought that stands out quite nicely when you open it up, but the rest of it is all gessoed. Nothing on the back at the moment and nothing inside, so there's the inside with the stitching as well, but more to show when I come back.